Stalin's reign of terror inside the Great Purge. In the heart of the Soviet Union during the 1930s, a reign of terror swept through the land. It was a time of paranoia, betrayal, and unimaginable suffering. This is the story of Stalin's reign of terror inside the Great Purge. Join us as we uncover the key events and highlight the devastating impact of the Great Purge on Soviet society. To understand the Great Purge, we must first delve into the context of its origins. After the Russian Revolution of 1917, the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, established a communist government. Joseph Stalin, an ambitious and ruthless political operator, rose through the ranks to become the general secretary of the Communist Party. Stalin was a master of political maneuvering. After Lenin's death in 1924, he outmaneuvered his rivals, including Leon Trotsky, to consolidate his power. By the late 1920s, Stalin had become the unchallenged leader of the Soviet Union. In the early 1930s, Stalin launched ambitious programs to transform the Soviet economy through rapid industrialization and collectivization of agriculture. However, these policies had disastrous consequences, leading to widespread famine and suffering. The chaos and resistance resulting from these policies created a climate of fear and suspicion. Stalin, increasingly paranoid about potential threats to his rule, began to see enemies everywhere. The assassination of Sergei Kirov, a prominent party leader and a close ally of Stalin, in December 1934 marked a turning point. Although the circumstances of Kirov's death remain murky, it provided Stalin with the pretext to launch a campaign of terror against perceived enemies within the party. Kirov's murder allowed Stalin to claim that a vast conspiracy threatened the Soviet state. This justified the initiation of the Great Purge, targeting anyone seen as disloyal or a potential rival. The Great Purge began in earnest with a series of highly publicized show trials. Prominent Bolsheviks, including former allies and high-ranking officials, were accused of treason, espionage, and sabotage. These trials were a grotesque spectacle of forced confessions, often extracted through torture and threats. The defendants, under immense pressure, confessed to crimes they did not commit, and many were sentenced to death. The terror quickly spread beyond the party elite. The NKVD, Stalin's secret police, arrested millions of ordinary citizens. Accusations of counter-revolutionary activities, espionage, and sabotage became rampant, often based on flimsy or fabricated evidence. No one was safe. Friends, neighbors, and even family members denounced each other out of fear, jealousy, or the hope of self-preservation. The purges created an atmosphere of pervasive distrust and paranoia. Many of those arrested during the Great Purge were sent to the Gulag, a vast network of labor camps spread across the Soviet Union. Conditions in these camps were brutal, with prisoners subjected to hard labor, inadequate food, and harsh treatment. The Gulag became a symbol of Stalin's reign of terror, a place where countless lives were destroyed. Millions perished due to the inhumane conditions and relentless work. The impact of the Great Purge on Soviet society was profound and devastating. The purges decimated the intellectual, military, and political leadership, leaving a void that affected every aspect of Soviet life. The purges not only removed real and imagined opponents, but also instilled a culture of fear and obedience. The loss of experienced leaders weakened the military and stifled innovation and progress. By the end of the Great Purge in 1938, Stalin had successfully eliminated any potential threats to his power. The atmosphere of terror ensured that dissent was silenced, and loyalty to Stalin was absolute. Stalin's reign of terror solidified his control over the Soviet Union. The purges, while devastating, were a means to an end for Stalin, securing his absolute dominance over the state and its people. The Great Purge officially ended in 1938, but its effects lingered for decades. The onset of World War II shifted the focus, but the culture of fear and repression persisted throughout Stalin's rule. Stalin's legacy is marked by the immense human cost of his policies. The Great Purge remains one of the darkest periods in Soviet history, a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and ideological fanaticism. What really happened during the Great Purge? It was a time of unimaginable terror, where fear and suspicion ruled the land. As we remember the victims of Stalin's reign of terror, we are reminded of the importance of justice, human rights, and the need to stand against tyranny. Thank you for watching. If you found this exploration of Stalin's Great Purge insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most compelling stories. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.